Hello, my friends, and welcome to Italy, a Place to Love YouTube channel. So, here I am with my daily video where I like to talk about the good, the bad, the properties, and all we have to know about Italy. So, today is my last video about this referendum that we had in Italy. Sunday and Monday, which it failed. So these questions didn't pass. This question didn't pass because they didn't reach the quorum, which it was 50% plus one of the people who have the right to vote. Okay, yesterday video was more about my opinion, all right? But today I won't really enter in which is my opinion, but I will focus mainly on people reactions. So, what people think, what are the thoughts from people on the social medias. Then, if you like my channel, if you like this type of content, please put like and subscribe. It takes 2 seconds and it doesn't cost anything. All right, so let's start from a post that I found on Facebook. All right. And someone said, the referendum failed. Hope doesn't dash too many people's hopes. All right, so anyway, he wrote just a generic post, and then obviously under this post we can see people reactions and people opinions, so what they share on the social media. Obviously we had the pro in favor and the one against, so let's see what people said. What other outcome did we expect, honestly? Technically anyway, this is what people were already expecting to not pass. Let's say that everyone already knew that it wouldn't have passed this referendum, but anyway, he's saying this. Then, I have been trying to follow this issue, but I'm still confused. Can someone explain the implication of this outcome? Now, I'm not gonna go back into this topic anyway. Someone else says, for example, which referendum? So we have a fly here. So which referendum? Someone even is trying to be funny, like, oh, we didn't care, or simply better that it didn't pass. Now, someone else says, not 5 years like I asked with referendum to get Italian citizenship, still needs 10 years. So someone, I think, is answering, so the referendum was asking, one of the questions was about to drop to 5 years. So it will still stay up to 10 years. All right, now let's see this interesting comment. The fascists didn't want any of them to pass, and the best way to do that is to schedule any referendum in the summer. People are thinking about beaches and vacation, no voting boxes, no quorum, nothing passes. So here, what can I say? Apart the fascists, people who still believe in the duality, you know, left and right, fascist, anti-fascist, which is over. We are completely in another world, but there are people who are still living in the last century, so they're still thinking about fascists. Anyway, this is probably an intelligent one, because fascists are the ignorant. Now, I'm not taking the parts of the fascists, but always because there is this division. I don't see myself in one, and I don't see myself in another one. I'm just me, and that's it. Anyway, the best way to do that is to schedule any referendum in the summer. Now, as far as I remember, all the referendums always been scheduled in the summer. That's what I remember. So maybe someone remember, maybe we had once or twice in the best scenario in April, but still, in April it's already warm. If people wants to go to the mountains, to the hills, to the countryside, they can always go. Even in the winter time, you can go to ski if you want. So then, Italian basically said that if you said um, just here in Sicily and no one, no, okay, this is very broken English. So some political parties called their followers to ban it. True, anyway. Of course, it will dash some people's hopes as it was going to make big change, but that was expected, unfortunately. Anyway, this is someone who wished maybe, I think he refers, sorry, I think he refers mainly to the citizenship question, not about, nobody cared about the one about the jobs related. Then anyway, can someone please explain how this will affect Americans trying to move to Italy? It won't affect at all anyone who wants to move to Italy. I mean, you have to know very well what the problems of Italy are, and then you are sorted, you are prepared. Pack yourself, pack your luggage with survival skills, and you'll be fine. The survival skills, which I mentioned yesterday. Now, but what else? Can someone please explain? Then some political parties called their followers to ban it. Now, here again, yes, the party who are in the majorities, the parties in the government, yes, they were all recommending people to not go to vote. Then it was a left-wing failure. I'd say I originally come from a left wing, okay? Now I don't follow any more politics, but when I was younger, obviously, I was more in favor of left wing. Okay, maybe I consider even myself more intelligent than other, which I stopped. So there's no intelligent, there's no ignorant, okay? If I put myself as an intelligent, I'm already ignorant. That's a statement. So that's, believe me. I'm not better than anyone. I'm simply like everyone else. If I think I'm better, I'm wrong. That's it. It was a left-wing failure, yes, but the left, unfortunately, why I abandoned the left? Because a failure after a failure after a failure. Now, left always should have looked after not the poor people, but labor people, you know, people who, the working people, but they stopped caring. They only cared about their warm chairs and their high salaries and their, all right. Italy seems to like shooting itself in the foot. Someone says, I don't know, we are shooting in the foot for the last 30 years, so I don't see any, nothing new, let's say. I mean, I'm not shocked by, again, this shooting itself in the foot. And now they should just make it a moneymaker, citizenship for $1 million, 1 million euros. Here, kind of, you see, if you're money oriented, let's say, just let someone pay, you know. Now, maybe 1 million is a bit too much, but Portugal does like this. Portugal, Albania, many countries, you just go pay, buy a house. I'm in favor, not of giving citizenship, all right, but I'm in favor of giving a residence permit enough to buy a house. Doesn't matter how much you're paying, how much you're buying. Obviously, you should live at least, let's say, not that you have to live 2 years. In the beginning, I would give, you buy a house, I give you 2 years residence, that's it. And then, obviously, you have to prove that you're staying. Then, if you're going away for 6 months, you automatically lose your residence and you will keep still paying your taxation for the property, plus you go 90 days a year. But generally, I would give it to anyone. I'm money oriented. I don't deny that. Anyway, Italy should think about how to make money. Now, is it a country that where a lot of people would like to move? So why not giving, not citizenship, but residence permit for someone who wants to buy a property? I would give it straight away, without even asking twice. When it comes to the 5 year citizenship, I totally get why Italians wouldn't want to pass this law. It's unfortunate for me though, because I have exactly 5 years of residency and lived for 9 years in Italy in total, but they only count from when you registered your residenza. Anyway, I integrated, learned the language, and paid 10,000 of euros in taxes and so far through my partita IVA. I had a little hope anyway, but it would have made a big difference in my life to get citizenship now instead of waiting for at least another 5 years. Okay, I understand, because anyway, they have to apply for the residence permit, which maybe can be every year they have to renew it. So that's kind of annoying. That I agree. After paying taxes, but unfortunately, that's the law. Paese che vai, usanze che trovi. So, this is a sentence that we learn in Italy since we are children. Paese che vai, usanze che trovi. Country that you go, habits that you have to follow. All right. So basically, if I move into another country and these are the laws in this other country, I have to follow. That's it. I remember working in Ireland in the very first 2 years when I was getting sick. If I was getting sick from work, I wasn't allowed to have any payment for my sick leave, simply because I had to have 108 weeks paid of kind of a payment, PRSI was called. Without this, I was sick, nobody paid me. So did I complain? No. I had enough money myself, I look after myself, so this is the way it goes. In each country you go, you have to adapt to the law. Then, there were 4 points about work. I didn't know that Italy was a place such of satisfied and rich workers. Interessante, this post. There were 4 points about work. I didn't know that Italy was a place such of satisfied and rich workers. Let's say, if you are a rich worker, all the rich people went to vote. All the poor people shoot themselves in the foot, all right, because they didn't want these extra rights. But unfortunately, people are so pessimistic in Italy that they don't trust anymore anyone. If you are not Italian, let's say you are watching, you are not Italian. But if you are Italian, only if you are very rich, you can support this status quo. All the other ones are simply fed up, gave up, and just have their own rucksack with surviving skills. Then, well, they have done well for themselves. Until I'm a citizen, taxes on my income are paid in the UK. Okay, someone who's saying, oh, I wanted to pay my taxes in Italy, but now because Italy is like that, I'm happy to pay my taxes in UK. I mean, pay your taxes wherever you want. I mean, I don't understand this. I pay the taxes where I'm based. If I'm based in Italy, I pay the taxes in Italy. If I'm based in Norway, I will pay the taxes in Norway. Well, that sucks. I have to learn Italian in 10 years, not 5. So this gives more time anyway for people to learn Italian, but even if it's not like that, in the meaning that obviously if you live 10 years in Italy, I guess you have learned Italian. If you haven't, then I don't know if there is an exam of Italian language after 10 years that you are living in Italy. I think the Italian test is only applying for example, for my wife, which is not Italian, which is not EU citizen, and so she has the residence permit, 5 years, because we are married, so they gave her 5 years. She can apply, she could have applied already many years ago for the Italian citizenship, but I don't know, we never seen this thing like, oh, we have to rush. In Ireland, we were applying for the Irish visa. So um, she had then she had in the beginning 5 years based on our family, on our marriage. Uh, anyway, to get the Italian citizenship, it was enough to live in Italy for 2 years, and she could have applied. But she had to give an exam of Italian language, which, for example, we never spoke in Italian. Her Italian was not good enough to apply for this test, so we always delay. And now, for example, I think she's quite comfortable with her Italian. She can speak with people, so. All right, then I and one of my daughters voted. Our first time voting. There were 5 issues on the table, and the residency reduction for citizenship was just one of them. The other issues were to do with labor, employment rights, all piled together, which in my opinion was a mistake. True. Um, of course, I voted yes, but was under no illusion that it would pass. All right, so on a super hot Sunday, the people we observe at our polling station were the elderly, and I imagine people just don't seem to care. The election for the prime minister also saw low turnout, lower than this one, says all you need to know. Um, Super hot Sunday, anyway. Again, this is the weather in Italy. I don't know why people are pointing the weather. Italy seems to be taking the very same path of the United States in 2015, always following about 10 years behind. I don't know because I'm not that much into the American regulation, laws, paths. But anyway, I don't get that. I'm an Italian living abroad, and I did both like most of my fellow friends, but unfortunately it didn't help the situation. Don't know if you're an Italian abroad, why you care, I don't know, even to vote. I vote as an Italian abroad. My last vote was when I was living abroad in 2011. Then I said, I don't live there, why should I even care? Then 30% turnout. I think as well this, okay, I'm an Italian citizenship by birth, but for example, I don't know, if someone has an Italian passport by blood, all right, and is not never lived in Italy and is not living in Italy, what's the point to vote? This was, again, I don't see I mean, I try to see it from my point of view. What would be my interest to vote in a country where I'm not living, I never lived? Okay, I have the passport, gives me the right, but I don't know. I don't know. I think this was a kind of another manipulation from a few parties who were trying to collect votes from Italians abroad. Again, it's different if you are an Italian citizenship, let's say like me, who was born in Italy and, okay, living temporary abroad. Um, I could have switched to the Irish citizenship. Let's say I was entitled after 7 years to switch to the Irish citizenship. Would have I voted anymore to the Italian one, even if I had the right? I decided to become an Irish citizen. Why should I have voted then for even holding two passports? Now, I don't know if it's possible to hold an Italian and an Irish to two EU countries. I don't know. But would I have voted for the Italian? I don't know. Anyway, it's a boomer. When we moved to Italy in 2016, we moved under the 5 years rule path towards citizenship. I didn't know this, that before 2016, it was enough 5 years. Then in 2018, Italy's citizenship by residency requirements changed from 5 to 10 years. So in 2018, they increased to 10 years. I didn't know that. For non-EU citizens, with implementation of decree of law, blah, 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 Salvini decree, Salvini is a politician, Renewing permesso di soggiorno every year is a serious frustration when it can take an entire year even to receive the card. True. Each year, new rules. It's not a friendly process at all. But Italy, it's not a friendly country. Not even for the Italians. Don't worry. Again, the survival skills. Don't forget. Pack your rucksack with survival skills and you will be happy. If you don't do that, Italy can be a nightmare. With a negative birth rate, Italy might just dwindle away. True, true. I always pointed this. Let's say one more thing. I watch some forecasts about the population in Italy by 2050. And it says that the population is going to drop to 45 millions. Now, we are 59, 60 millions, and it's going to drop to 45. All right, that's a massive decrease, but we still have 45 million people. For sure, the economy is not going to grow if you have such a decrease of the population. Now, if I see the point to keep up to 60 millions, I don't know why Italy should be 60 million as it is, why should become 65? Don't they say that as well that we are too many on this planet sometimes? I mean, I also heard, all my life, I grew up with this idea that on the earth we are too many. So if we are too many, a bit of the population is not even that bad, let's say, no, just as a joke, no. What I'm saying is that in Italy, after the Second World War, the population of Italy was 40 millions. And then we had suddenly this big increase from 40 million from the Second World War, I think up to 1980 or 1978, when we had the peak, when we reached 61 million. And then now there is already a slight decrease. Last thing I want to say that the problem with the birth rate now that in Italy is 1.24 per woman. So 1.24 child per woman, which is under. Now to keep it stable, the birth rate should be at 2.20. We are one child, 2.2 children per woman. Now we are at 1.26 child per woman. So to increase, we should go over 2.2. So we should go back to have, each woman should go back to have 3, 4, 5 children. But my question now, I'm talking about Italy, but tell me one European country, one Western countries that has more than 2.2% of the population. Now, I don't know the birth rates, but if in Germany is 1.4, still there is a decrease. If in Spain is 1.16, decrease. If in Japan is 1.20, if in Portugal is 1.3, if in England is 1.5, I don't know, I'm just guessing, random numbers. We are still under, so don't blame only Italy, let's blame all the Western civilized countries. All right, so I'm already 23 minutes talking. There are so many comments. Someone said there is always France. Today is one of the days in which I'm embarrassed of my country. Okay, she gets the badge. For she is embarrassed. Again, she's another intelligent and all the other one are ignorant, okay? There's no intelligent, there's no ignorant. We are all human beings, all right? And we are all free to take our own decision. All right, my friends. I don't keep going, I'm not keep going reading here more because there are more and more comments. It would have been lovely for me and great for your kids, but what can you do? I'm thankful to be here and surrounded by my wonderful Italian friends who want me to stay. My father was setting up hospitals. I don't know if she's, anyway, doesn't matter. All right, my friends, I hope you have enjoyed this video and I'll see you here on my daily video on Italy, a place to love. Bye!